Hello, how you doing today? There's a lot going on in our world. It's more challenging. Behind me is the lawn flower. You can see it pretty easy. Of course, it's backwards in the video. But being a woman and a woman of color is not a reason to vote for somebody. Just because a man speaks his mind too much, which I find fascinating, people are on his case, because basically he's an old man. I've never met too many old people that had any filter, man or woman. And yet the world is going crazy. But some of the things you better, whether you have that wallflower or another yard flower, keep this in mind. The leadership needed for the next 4 years is extremely critical. The last 4 were pretty disturbing, because if you're one of these people, the Word of God says you perish for lack of knowledge. So you don't know really what's going on, and if you really did, you probably wouldn't vote certain ways. And the main thing is here's one example: petrodollar. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that means? If you don't know what that means, you better do some research, because see, we were the world currency on the petrodollar. But we had a administration that decided to declare war basically on its own oil production in this nation. And in the process, it required us to get oil from other nations. Well, if you have leadership that's willing to challenge their own oil production because you want to go green or electric cars, and you're trying to get rid of these type of automobiles that run on oil or fuel, diesel, stuff like that. But the thing is several countries in the world, their main income is selling oil. So if you're willing to declare war on your own nation, they know that they're next. And so they're going to distance you. They're going to, if you're one of those people who have one of those flowers, you might want to find out what Brexit is, which involves China, India, Russia, and a few other nations. You better learn really what's going on in the world, because you're very critical, and they've already set the path for the economy to crash because they've printed way too much money. And that doesn't matter if it's Demon Cats or Republicans. Both sides did. They're both guilty. The politicians didn't take responsibility, and now they've basically printed the dollar out of oblivion. And we're sort of like, when you go to a Dollar General or Dollar Tree and you get one of those helium balloons, that's our economy. At first, when it came out, it was pretty strong all the way to the ceiling. But over a period of time, it's sinking. And of course, the government keeps doing phony stuff to try to boost it up. If you heat a helium balloon with a hairdryer, it'll raise itself back up. But if you don't, it just keeps sinking. And that's what our economy is. It's sinking right now. Excuse me a second. Anyway, some of you have the attention span of a hummingbird. When you watch these videos, you can't watch a video over 15 seconds. That's how come YouTube has 15-second videos, because that's about how long you can handle it. But in the meantime, because of your lack of listening skills and willing to look at what's going on in our world right now, and to learn certain technology, like what is our words, like what is fiat money? What is inflation? What is depression? What is spending money in the trillions that you don't possess and you're not going to possess? And, the answer isn't always to tax the people. And whether you're county, state, or federal, and you go in for your automobile, it's a tax. Oh, it's a fee. No, it's a tax. If you go get a marriage license, it's a tax. Whatever they can do to create dollars and to create government jobs. But government jobs are toilet jobs. In other words, it's just a flush in the economy. It does absolutely no good. It's not like a business is producing a product. It's more tax dollars going in to pay someone else's wages, which doesn't produce really anything. So this economy that you're in, unless you do your homework, you'll find out that it's basically crashing. They lied, and we already are in a recession, possibly headed to a depression. And depending on how you vote, you could be sending us into... America has the possibility to become a third world nation. The only thing that's going to stop it is actually, I believe, in myself, the hand of God. I don't really believe in who we elect will stop it. I believe God can use them like a tool if they're willing to listen and obey his spirit to bring this nation back up again. But you might want to learn really what's going on and not the chum that the news is feeding. We're in a lot of trouble right now, and it's going to get worse. Hackings every day. Some of you basically, if you were going to go camping and you have all these supplies, water, food, and everything you're going to need, and you're not going to be close to a mini mart, and you're going to live out in the woods for 3 weeks, and you have to have everything you need. Basically, you got to see yourself in a situation right now, you're going camping. But you might probably do it in your home. Maybe you'll have someone else's home to go to. Maybe you have a bug out bag. Maybe you're going to go some other place. But either way, you're going to be in one spot. There's a strong possibility that our grid system could crash. We've got several warnings because of hackers. We've already got ransomware. The hacking is out of control, which I find interesting because they want us to go to digital currency, but yet they can't protect our computers. They can't protect our systems. And they can't protect the grid. So if it goes down, you're going to be in home. It's not a thing of creating fear. See, you can have fear right now about what's coming to pass if you're not ready. You need to be ready. You're going camping. You might not have electricity. You might not have the ability to go to the store. Your currency might not work. Most of you don't even keep any cash. Use these cards. That card, if the computers are down, is useless. I mean, it might be able to something for picking your teeth with. That's about it. But that's all it's going to be worth. You know, at one time you carried cash, you had some change left over. But a lot of you young people, you know, the trained monkeys, you don't do that. Oh, I got my card. And so it goes bad and you can't use that card. And I've been back and forth. We've had long trips. And on occasion, none of those machines worked at the gas station. But I always got fuel because generally I kept some cash in my pocket, and so I was able to buy it. And whatever else I needed because I had some money. I had real money. Well, real fiat fake money that's being printed. It's not like silver and gold. Matter of fact, you guys might want to learn that. What is the difference between gold, silver, and the fiat money that we possess? And every nation in the world possesses fiat money. Do you even know what that terminology means? The best thing you can do is study about how finances and how they work. A lot of you aren't going to have the focus to watch this video, but there's little tidbits of information throughout. And if one of the things, keep this in mind, some of the best semiconductors in the world are created in Taiwan. They're needed for all of our electronics products, but one of the things they're needed for is missile guidance systems. Funny thing, we're using a lot of those with Ukraine and some of the other situations in Israel. Well, if we don't have these semiconductor chips, what good are a lot of the missile systems? They're not. And if China decides to attack Taiwan, then they will control these chips. They're looking at building a plant. I'm not sure how far along they are in Arizona, but right now, I'm not sure how much we had. And for a while there, we had a very low shortage of these chips that affected a lot of things, including a lot of automobiles that were just parked because they didn't have these chips. But there's a lot going on in our world, and it can be very scary. And you have to make a good decision who you vote for. Don't go by, don't vote your party. Don't vote Demon Cat. Don't vote Republican. You need to vote for the best individual who might make the right decision. And especially in a situation when things are out of control. And we're headed that way. The Demon Cats have allowed enough people to come across this border that it's going to be a challenge. They're already starting to rise up in Aurora, Colorado and stuff. And, these guys came here looking for a promise or an idea, but some of them are just guys let out of prison. Some of these nations were smart enough to solve their problem, to give us a bigger problem. You will see fighting in the streets of America, I believe, here soon. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And you're not going to be able to blame the gun because you're going to wish you had one. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but some of your blue cities are definitely going to be in trouble. It's going to be a growing problem, the violence and everything else. And you can blame other people, but the problem is, on some situations, to solve a problem, you have to look in the mirror and say, wow, I created this. Now, how do I fix this? It's like someone that's addicted to drugs or alcohol. It's like they have to admit they've got a problem. And until our politicians, Republican or Democrat, start realizing, wow, we have a problem and we better fix it, it's just going to keep getting worse every day. You might want to get ready for winter. It's going to be tough if you're not ready. And don't count on your neighbors solving your problems. You might want to solve them yourself. Or get on your knees, go before the Lord and say, what do I need to do? Prepare me this day for what's coming for tomorrow. Prepare me this day for what's coming next week. Prepare me this day for what's coming the next month, and make the right decisions. And I'm really young on YouTube. I don't even know. I just started. I felt like the Lord said, you need to do this. And I really haven't been faithful with it. And so now I'm trying. And I don't fit into the norm, especially my ideas, my thinkings, and some of the stuff that's on my heart. If you do like it, like and share. Let me know what's going on. I'm building this channel up. And it will not always be what you want to hear. It'll be stuff you need to hear. And could I be wrong? It's a possibility. But I do gather a lot of information. And so far, a lot of my resources agree on each other. And I'll share those with you later. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.